Hola guys and girls and welcome to my GBA team builder for GBA week 10. We only have 3 matches to go for the regular season. After this we have playoffs and it's getting close, guys. In this week we are facing Shady Penguin and the New York Mankeys. Another cross-conference division whatever match, like not as important as the other two. But because we got from a very important win last week versus Dan with a 3-0, which grants us the number 1 spot in the division with only a small smidgen of a difference in differential, in exactly 1 differential point. So if Dan wins higher than us, he will basically in front of us. So I have to win to keep my number 1 spot. I have to win high, at least higher than Dan, to keep that number 1 spot. So that's my plan. I can't really build on Dan losing, because it's Dan and he's doing great so far. And if you bank on a good player to lose at some point to grant you number 1 spot, you don't deserve that number 1 spot. So my plan is to win all of my upcoming matches and give me that number 1 spot in the division, that secure playoff spot, and give me a message out to all the people out of there that I am the best in the division and the best in the conference and basically the best in the whole GBA. But yeah, that's another story. We will see about that in the playoffs. But for now, it's all about Shady. He is still the player of the race. He's not doing too well in general in the league, but he had a very close match versus John last week. Surprised him with an offensive Venusaur, and he basically showed what he's capable of if he's in his groove. Let's say it like that. So I still have to be careful about him. Of course, he had the win versus Miguel too, which was last year's champion. But it was basically because of the freezes. But that can happen versus me again too. So I have to be prepared for that. He has a Jirachi with doing great. So hacks will happen if I want it or not, and I need to not really prepare for it, or I need to be mentally prepared for it. Let's say it like that, and need to play around it like that. I won't run like a Lum Barrier and everything because I get frozen. But yeah, that's Shady for you. He can. He's definitely a threat, even though his record does not say so at the moment. So I have to prepare for him. So, and yeah, I need to get a high win, like I already said, because I want my number 1 spot in the division. But what can Shady bring to basically stop? That is his team, so let me go over that. Like I already mentioned, he has a Jirachi, then he has Rotom Heat, Zygarde, Hitmontop, Mismagius, Alakazam, Granbull, Rhyperior, Sharpedo, Milotic, and Mega Venusaur. And if you look at the squad, he has a very good Fire, Water, Grass score on Mega Venusaur, Milotic, and Rotom Heat. One of the best in the league. So difficult to break, but I think I will pass with that. Of course, he has the Jirachi. He brought Scarf most of the times. And yeah, he has the possibility to just Arrowhead flinch everything in my team to death. So I have to be careful about that. I need to have something which speeds it or some priority to kill it before he can flinch me. Next up, he has a Rotom Heat. Like I hear probably most of the matches, if my opponent has a fast electric type, I bring a Assault as Tangrowth to deal with that. With Rotom Heat, it won't work because he has Stab Overheat, which just will roast my my Tangrowth, even though it's special defensive. So I have to be careful about that. He has the Zygarde, which is way too bulky. From a defensive mon, it doesn't die from an HP Ice. So, and he can set up Dragon Dance. He got Extreme Speed, Earthquake, Dragon Stab. Zygarde is a problem. Then he got the Alakazam, which can just be the Focus Sash Revenge Killer variant. So I need to have one thing which has to take a hit from Alakazam so I can break the Sash basically. And nothing really enjoys taking a hit from Alakazam with the coverage moves it gets. Then the Sharpedo, now it's a low tier pick, but he was using it very good so far. He's getting some sweeps with it, with Sharpedo. He's bringing it close to every match with the life offset, so I think he will definitely bring it this time again. But yeah, even though it's such a low tier pick, Shady is using it to its full potential, and it's scary. And next up, as a threat, I see the Milotic, because Milotic just refuses to die. It has only 2 weaknesses in Grass and Electric, and if you look at my Grass and Electric types, they're not the strongest one on the offensive side. Of course, Tangrowth has that 100 base attack set and 110 special attack set, but usually you would run a defensive set, so it doesn't hit as hard, and of course Luxray is a low tier pick. Of course it has strong Electric Step in Wild Charge and stuff like that, but it may not, it doesn't really work in team versus Shady. It would be only for Milotic, and that's why I don't really want to bring it. That's why Milotic is a problem to take down. I will be careful with that. But yeah, this is his team. These are the threats I have to look out for. And yeah, let's hop on Showdown and look at the team I brought. If you look here, first up we got Mega Emo with Jolly 180 speed, which is enough speed to outspeed a max speed. Don't let me lie, Mismagius. Max speed Mismagius, Knockoff Sucker Punch, then Headbutt. Ice Beam, Knockoff Sucker Punch, of course, is main stab. Knockoff hits very hard his whole team. His only resist is Granbull, which he didn't brought so often so far, so he may bring it this time to handle my Mega Emo, but I can deal with that. Like, I have Armor Mons which can deal with Granbull very easily. Sucker Punch, of course, is priority to hit the Alakazam, to hit a Scarf Jirachi. Because, like I said, I need to hit it before it can hit me and possibly flinch me or freeze me or para me or burn me or whatever it can do to me. Zen Headbutt is there to hit the Mega Venusaur because Knockoff won't do anything versus him. Sucker Punch he can dodge with going for Synthesis and stuff like that. Zen Headbutt will still do only 35% to a max physical defensive Venusaur, I think. So I have to wear it down a lot so that he can just Synthesis up versus Zen Headbutt. But yeah, he only has 8 Synthesis, so I will take counter of that, and if I can wear him down enough, then I may get a surprise kill because I don't expect that. And Ice Beam is there because, of course, Zygarde is quad weak that I can Ice Beam that. I can maybe catch the Mega Venusaur before it Mega Evolves. If it's physically defensive, it will do more than Zen Headbutt. And, of course, it will do more damage to Rhyperior because even though it doesn't resist knockoff, its physical defense is just so sky high. Hitting on the special side is most of the times easier, like this time. That's why I have Ice Beam on my Mega Emo. More of a cleanup sweeper coverage to, like many stuff on this team has to get worn down, so Mega Emo can grab a kill on that. Sucker Punch, for example, does even about 50% to Sharpedo, so he probably will bring a life of one, and then he needs to get worn down so I can kill it with a Sucker Punch. Ice Beam, of course, it's not an Oko on Rhyperior. I need to wear this thing down so Mega Emo can shine here. The only thing which is basically an Oko is a Sucker Punch to an offensive Jirachi, but I just need the Sucker Punch for offensive Jirachi. So, next up, we got Mr. Man, again with a Rock Poly set with the Archip, every Earth Power, Psychic knockoff. Earth Power, of course, is main stat for everything that's grounded. Psychic is there for the Venusaur and hit everything that's not grounded, like the Rotom, for example, and his Mages. But I won't go for Psychic versus Mages because I got knockoff too, because I kind of think he will bring a special defensive Jirachi to deal with my Mr. Man, because there is a Sludge Wave, he's immune to Earth Power. Knockoff is the only thing that really can hit it, but he could bring a Colbur Berry, and I think Miss Mages learns Icy Wind. Or like at least he learns HP Ice definitely, so I have to be careful. But with a Rock Polish outspeeds his whole team, he would need to go for a double protect with Sharpedo if he wants. Yeah, no, he would need a triple protect. He needs +3 speed, so he can outspeed my Mr. Man here. So double protect won't even work. He need to get a triple protect to outspeed me. I doubt he will bring Arco Jet. It may be a possibility because Arco Jet he will be able to dodge my Mega Emo Sucker Punch too if he has enough speed boost. But so far he didn't brought it. So I do not expect it. I will scout for it probably if he brings Sharpedo and with my Mr. Man once at +2 because he cannot speed it unless he gets a triple protect. So I will scout out for that, but yeah, this is Mr. Man here. If he has Sharpedo, and I can possibly even go for Rock College because he may go for Ice Fang with me if he has it for my Tangrowth. And yeah, Mr. Man has just no switch in. If I can make it speedy, like it outspeeds everything, it has even less switch ins. It's basically the same as Mega Emo. It's my cleanup sweeper, but it's stronger than Mega Emo, so it does not need that much. The opponent's Pokemon does not need to be worn down that much for Mr. Man to actually sweep. And yeah, Landorus is just very strong. It was not for nothing. It was my first pick. It did great in the match versus Dan, so let's hope it will do great again. Next up, we got Cabra with Cobalion with max HP, enough speed to outspeed a max speed Rotom Heat with Flash Cannon, Volt Switch, Thunder Wave, and Stealth Rock. More of a utility Cobalion with max HP and rest and special attack, because this thing is my plan B for Sharpedo. Basically, it can take any hit, even Earthquake, because the defense is just so good, and the max HP. And Crunch, of course, resisted. Waterfall will do even less than Earthquake, and Ice Tag is, of course, resisted too. And Volt Switch with this investment is close to an Oko. After Rocks, it is an Oko to Sharpedo, so I can just go for that. I decide for the special variant for Flash Cannon, because physical variant is Volt by Mega Venusaur. He has Rhyperior, which can take the physical hits even though they're resisted. He has Scramble with Intimidate, he has Hitmontop with Intimidate, and going for Flash Cannon this thing will be great there to slow down his fast threats like Scarfed Jirachi or his Alakazam. I don't think Alakazam, I would say in with Alakazam, or he will switch it in, but Jirachi is a probable switch into this thing if he sees I only have Flash Cannon. Jirachi resists that, he can get a free switch into that, and if I can Thunder Wave that on the switch in, that would be great. Stealth Rock, of course, because I need Stealth Rock for the Rotom Heat to wear it down, and rare in general his team down. Hazards are always useful, you always want them. And yeah, that's cover for you with the leftovers for more longevity, and yeah, I decide for a Volt Switch too, not only because it Okos Sharpedo, but because Mega Venusaur is an easy switch into this thing. If physical Zen Headbutt does even less than the Zen Headbutt from my Mega Absol. So I decide I can Volt Switch out this thing, and yeah, Mega Venusaur can't really touch this thing. Buying with Sleep Powder, but my Sleep Powder switch in you will see next, because next up is my favorite set probably of the team, and my favorite set close to in general what I brought this season, and which is Nasty Bat. Nasty Plot Crobat with Air Slash, Giga Drain, Shadow Ball, enough speed to outspeed a max speed Alakazam. With safety goggles to be immune to Sleep Powder, Giga Drain is court resisted, Slash Bomb is resisted. This thing is my main switch into the Venusaur, and I can set up a nasty block in its face. His most probable switch into this thing is the Rhyperior if he brings it, and after a nasty block, Giga Drain just straight outcourse this thing, if he's physically defensive, that is. Air Slash, of course, is there for the Venusaur, Giga Drain is there for the Melodic, for the Rhyperior, for... no, that's it. And Sharpedo, maybe. But yeah, that's Giga Drain 4. Shadow Ball is there to hit this Mages and his Jirachi, which resists Giga Drain and Air Slash. I did not have space to put Slash Bomb 2. I would prefer double stab. Yeah, that's stab is the word. Double stab with Giga Drain, but then I can't hit Jirachi, which is a pain. And yeah, I'm very excited to use this thing. I hope it can do work. It should do work. His most probably switching after Rhyperior is the Motum Heat if he has it, but if I get Rocks up, he does not enjoy taking Air Slash or Shadow Balls at +2, if he's physically defensive even less, so I expect this thing to pull some, break some holes into his team. If he maybe switches Melodic and becomes physically defensive, then I expect Brave Bird or something like that, and I can go for +2 Giga Drain in this thing. It will do a lot. I can take any hit from Melodic, and yeah, I expect Crowbat to punch some holes, maybe even sweep him if Jirachi is not Scarfed, or I can knock off the Scarf, or just Thunder Wave it, for example. This thing outspeeds after that his whole team and can punch some holes with +2 Air Slash, Giga Drain, or Shadow Ball. And maybe I can get some revenge flinches with Air Slash. That's always a nice thing. But yeah, this is Fledermaus. Very excited to use it this battle, and I want to use it often, many times, but this is actually the first time I think it may work. And it will work. We are confident. It will work. This is Shady. I'm sorry, I'm bringing Special Crow with this with Nasty Block. And next up, probably a very important core of my team is my Regenerator core. This time I have Assault as Slowking with Scald, Psychic, Shadow Ball, and Ice Beam. Scald is Psychic as main stab. Scald, of course, hits the Rotom Heat. Psychic, of course, hits the Mega Venusaur. Shadow Ball for the Jirachi. Ice Beam for the Zygarde. Shadow Ball, of course, hits to the Miss Mages. And this thing sponges basically every special that you can throw at me. Volt Switch from a Rotom does about 35% if he's the defensive variant, so I can just regenerate that back up. Thunderbolt does a bit more, but he will die to Scald if he's physically defensive. Same with Giga Drain from Venusaur. Offensive does about 40%, defensive about 27%, so I can just go fire back with Psychics and stuff like that. Miss Mages, Shadow Ball, same story, it does about 40%, I can do big damage to Shadow Ball back. Same story with Alakazam. He goes to Shadow Ball, does about 30 to 40%, I can break a Sash and close to Oko it with Shadow Ball, depending on this investment. And yeah, Slowking is amazing this battle. Assault Test, not as bulky as last time I brought Assault Test Slowking, more offensive with Modest Nature, so I can hit extra hard. And yeah, this thing is there to sponge every special hit he could throw at me and fire back hard. And to complement that, I have, of course, something to sponge all the physical hits. And for that, I got a fully physical defensive Tangrowth with Rocky Helmet, Giga Drain, Earthquake, Knockoff, and Hidden Power Ice. Giga Drain as main stab to hit the Milotic and stuff like that. Earthquake to hit Jirachi. Knockoff to hit the Jirachi and the Miss Mages. But I'm looking for Earthquake, of course, after I knocked off anything the Jirachi has. Earthquake will do more damage. And Hidden Power Ice for the Zygarde mainly, because this is my main check to Zygarde. And with the Rocky Helmet, the U-turn shenanigans with the Scarf Jirachi will get punished for that. U-turn does not much, even though it's super effective, because I'm just so physically bulky. Even an Ice Fang from Sharpedo won't do much. And with Rocky Helmet, with Life Out damage, and with Hazard damage maybe, he gets worn down very fast, and I only need him to below that magical border of 50%, so I can kill him with a Sucker Punch from Mega Emo. So yeah, that's Tangrowth for you with the Rocky Helmet. He doesn't need any other recovery because Regenerator just helps so good. And Max is defensive. It's actually not an Assault this one. At first I was thinking bring a physically defensive Slowking Assault this Tangrowth, but then I was too weak to stuff like the Rotom Heat, and Slowking can't really deal with Sharpedo because of Crunch. So let's switch it up, and we have physically defensive Tangrowth with Rocky Helmet and Assault this Slowking, which can sponge any special hit. This can sponge any physical hit and hit back hard. With a pretty good, not that hard as Slowking, of course, because it's not attack and descent barring these ADVs there. But it has the coverage to deal with all of his team, and Rocky Helmet will do the damage which his attacks won't do. But yeah, this is my team for this match. I think I did a pretty good job. The Regenerator core should work unless he brings any surprises. Of course, Shady's always up for a surprise. He already surprised John with an SD Mega Venusaur, so I have to be prepared for everything. Same with Jirachi, like, he may not be Scarfed this time, but he definitely will have Iron Head and will flinch me, which I can't really prepare for that, but I'm mentally prepared for that, and I can work around that. But yeah, this is the team. Nothing really to say about that. Wait, Crobat, where's Crobat? I'm Infiltrator. Am I Infiltrator? The team's already jammed. I should have brought in a focus one so I don't get flinched. Yeah, I think I will, okay, I will make it, I don't know if it was in the match, Infiltrator in a focus. I should make it in a focus, but it probably was Infiltrator. The match already happened, like you can see here. I don't like doing Teambuilder like that, but, yeah, blah blah, you don't even need to know this. This was a Teambuilder. If you liked what you saw, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Hit me on Twitter, Facebook, all the links in the description. Same with all the links for Shady. I mean, I'm the smallest guy, he's the biggest guy. I still shout him out, who knows? I mean, if you know me, you should at least know Shady. You may not be sub to him, but you should at least know him. So if you, for some reason, don't know Shady, definitely give him a look and see if you like his content. Then yes, click the subscribe button here. Some awesome stuff there. Of course, you can see the GBA match from his side versus me. So alone that should be worth a visit from his channel. But yeah, that's all from me. I already said everything. I will see you tomorrow for the match. And yeah, see you there. Ciao.